And welcome back to another video. I know it has been quite a long time. I believe it's been 4 whole months since I have recorded a video, which is insane because I remember the Democratic primary, was just starting up essentially, if I'm remembering correctly. So, yeah, it's been quite a long time. A lot of things have happened. But some things are still the same. And today we have something that hasn't changed since I took my 4 month break, and that would be our Senate map. So, obviously, all the Senate races have stayed the same. We've had some surprising upsets in the primaries, like just today. Jeff Sessions was defeated in his run for this seat here in Alabama that he forfeited to be in Trump's cabinet. Um, but yeah, so in any event, I think we should get started here. So, one overarching theme that I feel like I haven't emphasized enough in previous videos is the advantage incumbents have, because it is a very significant one, and I think it's something that I don't talk about enough. Um, and that's what I think the difference in some of the Senate races last year were. So, with that being said, Kansas does not have an incumbent, but I really find it unlikely that the Democrats can pick up a Senate seat in that solid of a red state. Um, the Republicans would have to put up someone way out there in order for the Democrats to win that seat. So also, we have Georgia, both the Georgia regular and the Georgia special election. I've seen some polls recently showing Ossoff, who I believe ran for a congressional seat in a special election. I forget who, like who they were against, but the same kind of thing as Kansas. I really find it hard to believe that Georgia will be flipping. I know the demographics of Georgia are changing and it's becoming way more competitive. But similar to Texas, how I'm not even going to talk about the Texas Senate seat. Um, I think change is coming, but it's not here yet. 2024, we can talk. Maybe even 2022 if there's a seat up. Not 100% sure. But yeah, that's the state of affairs right now. And also, Alabama, I don't think is going to be much of a. I mean, I'm sure it'll be close because it's Democratic incumbent. However, in a state that last I've seen, it was a while ago, but they had a 33% positive approval rating of President Trump, which basically means 33 whatever like percentage of people they polled supported him compared to did not support him, which in a state like that, that's comparable to Wyoming, that's comparable to West Virginia. In a state like that, I think it would be very hard for Doug Jones, even though he is an incumbent, to get a victory. Now, I've called every seat I've called so far has been for the Republicans. Um, Now it's time for the Democrats to get some wins. So, Michigan Senate, the incumbent is, I mean, they're not overly popular, but I mean, they're not unpopular. And just their name recognition, I mean, I don't remember who they are, but I also don't live in Michigan. Um, I think that name recognition and the fact that they could get fundraising way easier, and they didn't have to fight through a tough primary potentially, I think that's going to make a world of a difference um, in Michigan. I don't know what on earth my browser is doing right now. Google Chrome is being quite weird. So I'm just going to keep going. Um, I have the state of Colorado. We back? Okay. I have the state of Colorado called for Hickenlooper, the former governor, because what he does is the fact that he was a governor, he has name recognition. And in a state that's been turning more and more blue every election, I think Cory Gardner is really going to have a tough task cut out for him, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it. So that leaves us with the final five states: Montana, Arizona, Iowa, North Carolina, and Maine. I really think these could go either way on election night, and this far out, I really think that it's hard to project, but I'm going to try anyway. Um, so first we have in Iowa, I have Joni Ernst retaining her seat. Um, I think Iowa's probably going to go for President Trump, and I think that in Iowa, his approval rating isn't bad enough, and it would really affect like the down ballot voters. And I think that, as well as you know, you have that, and then you also have. I know it was a very competitive primary in Iowa for the Democrats, so there may be some fractioning amongst them. So that only helps Joni Ernst. I think it will be close on election night, but I think the Republicans can maintain that seat in Iowa. So then next up here, we have Montana. Now, Montana is a very interesting case. You do have an incumbent senator there, but their current governor, who is Steve Bullock, is running for the Democrats. And honestly, the incumbency advantage, it's very similar to Colorado. I know Montana is very heavily supportive of Trump, but it's nowhere near West Virginia or Alabama. And I think that makes a difference on election night. Bullock's very popular there, despite being a Democrat in a red state. Um, and I think, honestly, he pulls the win. So next up, we have Arizona, which I also gave to, if this map wants to work, all right. I also gave that to the Democratic Party. And my reasoning behind that is there's no real incumbency advantage here. Martha McSally got appointed instead of actually winning the seat. She got, number one, she got appointed, and number two, she lost to Kristen Sinema. So that really, I mean, she's already lost a statewide race for the Senate. So I could totally see her doing it again. People would probably be like, we didn't like elect you. And plus, Arizona's demographics have just been shifting. Like, the Latino population has only been growing. Um, So that definitely helps the Democratic nominee. So honestly, I think Arizona goes to the Democrats. All right. So next up, we have North Carolina. This map decides to work. I'm just going to keep going. North Carolina, I have going Republican. Now, I know that a lot of the polls have showed Cal Cunningham leading over Tills, the incumbent. However, I really think that the Republican machine is going to pull through, come behind him, and they're just going to pour money in there like crazy. And I think that the advantage that Tills has as a proven senator, and he's proven that he can win elections, is only going to help his cause. And I think Republicans are going to realize, okay, we have some seats like Arizona. I mean, they're going to try, but it's going to be a tough battle. Colorado, same deal. So they might focus their resources more on an incumbent that has like a very legitimate shot at maintaining their seat. At least the best shot of Arizona, Colorado, and North Carolina. So that just leaves Suzanne Collins in Maine. And I have her winning. I know a lot of people were very upset over what she was doing over Kavanaugh. Um, but it's hard to justify just that one vote as why she would get booted out. Um, she's obviously has the incumbent advantage. She's been in there for I believe she's seeking her fifth term. So she's been in there for a while. She knows how to campaign. And also the fact that she's not really a conservative. She's a moderate Republican. And I think that makes a ton of difference in a state that tends to lean a little bit more blue. Obviously, Maine's second district goes red. I mean, went red for Trump. Um, but overall, I really think that Suzanne Collins, as everything stands today, would keep her Senate seat. So overall, we have the Democrats making a good run at getting the Senate at least tied. But overall, I think North Carolina and Maine end up going the Republicans' way, and that's enough to keep 51 Republicans in the Senate. So thank you so much for watching this video. Comment down below what you think, if you would change anything. Also, if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know in the comments below. This is Joe's Political Chatter signing off, and I'll see you all in the next video.